where do you see all these things are going? Synagogue attack, Sussex Mosque attack. It's a combined questions. Where do you see this going? What is it happening by?
Any sort of volatility is not good. It's not good for the society, it's not good for the Muslims, it's not good for anybody. It's wrong. We need to live in a cohesive, united society where our children can be safely and freely living their lives. Our older generations can be doing the same, going to the mosques and coming back in safety. We all want that. We want that for every community, the Muslim community, the Jewish community and everything else. But if I can just pick up on something that one of our contributors said. He said that these newcomers who are coming to the United Kingdom are making it difficult for those of us who are already here. That's nonsense. The thing is, the vast majority of people who are coming to the United Kingdom, they're not coming to cause trouble. They're coming because they either want some refuge from the war zones that they're coming from, or they want economic betterment, I don't know, but whatever it is, the last thing on their mind is to create a problem. The people that are creating problems are us, members of the British Bangladeshi community, and let me just explain what I mean. There are people, your friends, you know them very well, my friends, we know them very well, they campaign for certain politicians, predominantly from the Conservative Party, and these politicians, and I'm happy to name them, they can do whatever they want, I'm happy to name them, people like Susan Hall, who openly say that if she did not see a Palestinian flag in the United Kingdom, she'd be very happy. She openly says that the people who march in favor of Palestine and the Palestinians and against the genocide that is taking place there,
Yes.
that she calls them hate marches. The same people that I'm talking about campaign for people like Susan Hall, like Robert Jenrick. Robert Jenrick is somebody who says that if somebody shouts Allahu Akbar on the streets of the United Kingdom, should be arrested. Now, he doesn't say that if they're doing that with a menace, then they should be arrested, because we already have legislation for that, in terms of breaching the peace and so on and so forth. But he doesn't qualify that. He simply says anybody who shouts Allahu Akbar should be arrested. He's the same person who recently went to Birmingham, and you saw what he said about the people in Birmingham. He spoke about how So and it's not just him. You can see what Kemi Badenoch is saying. Priti Patel, Suella Braverman, they all sing from the same hymn sheet, and yet it is not the newcomers who are campaigning for them. It is us, our British Bangladeshi friends, who campaign using their money, their time, their influence, in my view, for their own selfish reasons, for nothing else.
I understand, but
because I don't think they even agree with these sorts of comments.
Very simple. On the documentary, one of the brothers said, the newcomers.
Yeah.
I don't know what he meant, but he's not here to defend himself. The last 2-3 cases in England, seems like the Syrian came from Syria, or one of them came from Gaddafi's country, Libya, and both of them wanted revenge from here.
Let me explain. For somebody to go and do something like Jihad al-Shami did, he must have some psychological issues. This is not normal.
But this psychological issue is destroying us.
Well, you see, there are millions of people who have come to the United Kingdom. And if you have a madman, that does not reflect and should not reflect the rest of us.
So,
and if, forgive me for
please do.
If, for example, we are to do any service by advocating anything, we should be making it clear that this person is abnormal. This does not reflect or mirror the rest of us. And instead of that, we are campaigning for the kind of people that we spoke about.
Don't go mad at me. No. I do. But I do agree with some of those politicians.
Which ones?
Well,
the ones who say what?
I'm coming. Yeah. So you come from Gaddafi's country, and you then give a statement saying that from my childhood I've seen that you go and bomb my country, kill it, that's where I'm going to kill it. So that's this. So I do agree some with the wider politicians that there are a percentage of the people who comes with a grudge to UK, they then become a British, they goes and kill people and then give us a bad name.
I don't think there's a percentage. I think there's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percentage.
Okay, whatever. But
and the thing is, and it's abnormal, and it's rare, and it shouldn't happen, and it doesn't really happen. And it happens once in a blue moon. But the fact is that, and I'm not justifying this, but these people are psychologically scarred. They have seen their parents, their children, their wives, their husbands in some cases, blown to bits. They are psychologically traumatized, and they come from those sorts of war zones. And incidentally, those wars are not created by their internal strife. They're created primarily by the United Kingdom or
America,
in concert with America,
yeah,
or something like that. So they have their issues. I'm not justifying, and nor should they, any sort of violence on the streets of the United Kingdom. But the fact is, it's very rare, and it shouldn't happen, and it's wrong. It should not stereotype the rest
Let's make
of
it
us.
simple. Where do you see this is happening for the Muslims? Because if we follow the Abrahamic religion, they are our Sasarguru buys. Why are we fighting and why are we killing? Is that because the Palestine issue? Why do we have to take the Palestine issue in our hand here?
But that's the thing.
Because where Saudi is there, Arab countries there, 53, 56, 50 different countries there. Why do we have to take that in our hand?
Are you talking about us in the United Kingdom, or are you talking about globally?
No, here.
Here. We're not fighting.
We are.
Well, no, we're not.
We go and block a public road with a Palestine flag, hundreds of cars, traffic jams. Hold on. We, as a Muslim, then we, entire hamlets or New Ham, every householders are putting their flags. They're putting on the car. Now, hold on. So we are trying to judge from here.
But we're not fighting. What we are doing, and we should be doing, is speaking up and standing up for our Palestinian brothers and sisters.
Yes, I agree.
Because at the end of the day, if we don't do that, what kind of respect do we have for ourselves? What kind of dignity do we have for ourselves? Because that is our identity. If we don't go on those marches with our pushchairs and our walking sticks and whatever else the case is, as families, if we don't do that, then effectively we are telling the whole world that we don't care about the genocide in Palestine.
That's fine, Anwar Bhai.
And we should do that. And therefore, if there is a diversion for traffic, that's not us fighting. We're just exercising our democratic
Okay, Anwar Bhai, let's make it more simple.
Yeah.
When Tony Blair was going to war with Saddam, I was a Labour Party member.
Right.
I went to street of London for at least 5 different, march in London, million of us. That did not work. Does this marches works anymore in Britain since Tony Blair time?
I think we can't.
It doesn't. Nobody takes us to.
No. I think we can't simplify it by saying it's a yes or a no, that there's a binary choice, that it either works or it doesn't work. I don't think it's quite right.
But show me one march work in last 20 years or 30 years in England.
It depends how you define success. If hundreds of thousands of people walk and march in the streets of London in support of Palestine, if that sends a signal to the rest of the world, if that inspires another individual to say, well, yes, I should also speak up for it,
sorry,
I think that is success.
I am sorry, Anwar, but I don't see it works.
But I don't understand what you mean by working.
Because no politician will talk. There won't stop a war. There won't be a debate in parliaments. Nothing will happen.
Okay. Well, look, we can't be defeatist and say that because we went on marches and because the genocide is still continuing, therefore we should no longer march. Because if we're doing that, and if we do that, then what we're doing is going to be effectively painful, even more so, to the people of Palestine, those around them, and those throughout the world. Now,
doing all these things, has British stopped selling the arms?
No, hang on a second.
Has anything happened?
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let me just finish this point. And I appreciate that we've got our respected Imam here. And
yes.
And I don't propose to profess any great knowledge of Hadith. But at the end of the day, it's quite clear. The Hadith is quite clear. If you can't condemn something physically, if you can't do it by speaking, at the very least hate it in your heart. So we should at least try our very best to do whatever little we can to do our little bit in order to support and speak out, if we can, for our brothers and sisters, wherever they may well be. Because today it's Palestine, tomorrow it might be Bangladesh. Another day it might even be here. It might even be here in the United Kingdom. And if it happens on the streets of the United Kingdom, and if nobody throughout the world speaks up or marches or at least prays for us, then I think that would be a sad day.
Anwar Bhai, I am not, as great speaker like you, but everything looks to me a double standard. Your Prime Minister just now recognised Palestine as a state. I don't understand any of this. Here, if we go and talk about Palestine, they arrest you, they put you in behind bars, or thousands of people just been recently convicted going through this on the street of London. And here you are saying Palestine is a state. It all looks to me a double standard game, a political game. So I don't understand anything.
I think perhaps if we unpick that, and I appreciate I'm taking too long, but perhaps if we unpick that a little bit, basically what it is that the Palestine Action has been proscribed as a terrorist organization. I don't agree with it. I don't think it should have been, but it has been prescribed, and therefore I would not encourage anybody to, whilst it's been prescribed, whilst it's regarded as a terrorist organization, I don't advise anybody to go and promote or show support for a prescribed organization. That would be wrong. But at the same time, Sir Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, again, there's a lot of things that I wish he was doing and he isn't doing. But by recognizing Palestine is something better than nothing. I don't agree with what Shabana Mahmood is doing.
We are the British created the problem now.
Yeah.
And now...
Yeah. Well, not enough is being done, the Palestinian mandate.
Right, I'll come back to you.
Yeah.